20 years and above old, and I've never met my president in Somalia. As a peace-loving people, it is for this historical event that we as a young people should focus on peace and development as tools to enforce economic development. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Mr. President.
Your Excellency, I think our brother from South Sudan, I don't know if you allow him to say something to you.
I greet and salute everyone in this house. Mr. President, allow me to express the way you have did and the way you have contributed to our peace in our country, South Sudan, as a member of EGAT and your effort in this African community. You are a great icon and a national icon who restore peace in a whole level. I thank you for that. Your achievement in terms of technology, Uganda is fast, everything, wherever you go, education. So these are the things that people need to think and see an active person or an active icon in Africa. So you are like a Mandela to us in South Sudan. Thank you.
The citation reads, His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, President of the Republic of Uganda, sets a record as the first President of Uganda to restore total peace and stability in every part of the country, something that had never happened in the history of Uganda. His Excellency Yoweri Museveni also sets an overall inspirational record of peace and stability in East and Central Africa. With that citation, allow me to invite Your Excellency to receive your Peace and Stability Award.
His Excellency, the President of this country, his award, and it goes into the book as the first President. Thank you, Mr. Paul. Thank you, the audience. Thank you very much. We are going to have His Excellency. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. We are too proud to have you here.
Yes, Dan.
Thank you. Your Excellency, that is the East Africa Book of Records that you have launched. And I believe Dr. Abel.
There are people who salute Museveni because normally people, they normally abuse Museveni. Museveni is very stupid. Museveni. So I'm a bit shocked, pleasantly, that you can accurately assess Uganda's history, which is really the way Mr. Twamanya, the way he outlined it. That's really the truth. In the pre-colonial times, there was no peace because these kingdoms were fighting among themselves for no good reason. During colonialism, there was no durable peace because, first of all, there was a lot of fighting before the British suppressed the other groups. But even when they did it, which took almost 30 years, because it went on up to almost 1920, from 1890. There was almost continuous warfare. But But even then, Karamoja was not fully pacified, even in the colonial times. Apart from the lack of democracy, which Mr. Timamaya talked about. Then after independence, you know the story. And even when the NRM came in, you know the story. But we have not been able to establish peace in the whole country because of the ideology of the NRM. Because we stand on 4 principles. Principle number 1, patriotism. Non-sectarianism. Non-chauvinism vis-a-vis the women and the youth and so on. That's principle number 1. Number 2, Pan-Africanism. So when you talk of Somalia, you talk of South Sudan, it's because of our Pan-Africanist orientation. Number 3, socio-economic transformation. We believe that Uganda must become a modern country. We must become a modern society. You cannot continue being a pre-industrial society. Well, that's part of the problem. A pre-industrial society cannot give enough room for people to advance themselves. Uganda must become an industrial and post-industrial society, a knowledge society. That's what they call them in Europe now. They call them knowledge.
Her friends married and
That you must also have skills. That's why we are talking of skill in Uganda now. Yes, you are educated, you can read, you can write, you can count numeracy, but you must have a skill. Now, the final principle is democracy. So these 4 are the ones which have enabled us to bring peace to the country. Because even when people make trouble, in the end, when they examine, they find they have no strong case where they are against this or that. That's why reconciliation is possible. Of course, another factor is the organizational capacity of the NRM, ability to organize. Because you may have principles, but you may not have the ability to organize. You may not have the ability to, or even the discipline, the patience to organize. So the NRM has the ideology, has the experience, has the discipline, has the skills to organize, so that we are able to maintain unity among the people. But you need to know, it is of course implicit in the NRM principles. And even when you say we are supporting Somalia, we are supporting South Sudan, in a way we are supporting ourselves also. If you see the vehicles which are going to South Sudan taking merchandise there, if South Sudan is disturbed, it will not only be South Sudan which will suffer, even Uganda will suffer in terms of business, in terms of prosperity, in terms of market. So we cannot say there is peace in Uganda and we should become indifferent to other parts of Africa. No. When the toe is sick, even you get headache. You cannot say it's just the toe, the headache, I'm not bothered. No, it is all linked. So what is crucial is that you, the young people, you understand the principles of the NRM. Because this peace which we are giving us awards for came from those principles. If we are pushing tribalism, sectarianism, we will not have peace. We will not have peace. Peace is a consequence of the beliefs which we have been pushing in society, in our society. And the more you understand them, the better. But I thank you very much because now you are now speaking for me, so I don't have to say much, because what Honorable Aban Twamanya read there, I couldn't add a sentence there. It was all correct. And that's why they say in the local meetings, when you ask somebody speaks, then you ask another, what do you say? Say in Rusoga they say, Nzena Nzela Chenkova. I have nothing to add. So really I have nothing to add from what you have said, and I thank you very much. And more importantly, for the young people really to understand the principles of the NRM, because if you do that and you perpetuate them, then the peace will not be durable, it will be infectious to the rest of Africa. When you hear trouble, it is because people have not understood some of these principles. When you hear the problem here, problem there, problem there, it is because people have not understood these principles. When they do, it becomes easy. There's a country like Tanzania. Tanzania has never had upheavals since the time of independence. This was because their leader, Mwalimu Nyerere, from the beginning, pushed these principles of patriotism. Instead of this and that, he pushed, he showed the Tanzanians how to be united. They even developed one of the African dialects, Swahili, and made it a national language, so that even communication is easy in Tanzania because they all speak Swahili. So as the Bible says, bulumuntu yana chichasiga chichakungula. Whatever man sows, that's what he reaps. If you sow bad seeds, you reap bad seeds. So what the NRM is now harvesting is because we sowed good seeds of patriotism, Pan-Africanism, desire for socio-economic transformation and democracy. I thank you very much.